So we have different breath practices. Some energize us, some calm us down, and some balance us. So let's do a set of breath practices that'll kind of balance us and calm us down. So if you tuned in some of my other videos, you'll notice that I taught breath of fire. And so breath of fire is going to be the first breath practice that we're going to be doing. So breath of fire does give you some energy, but also kind of balances things out. It kind of evens out your energy. So if you're sluggish, it'll give you a little bit more energy. But sometimes just when we have this harried sense about us, breath of fire will help kind of balance and even us out. So the breath practice starts from the belly, and it's a quick exhale. And you're snapping the belly, but you also want to sit up tall, so you make sure that your chest is open. And the inhale is not going to be anything you're going to be deliberately doing. You just kind of just inhale. It's going to be an automatic inhale. So let's do about a minute of breath of fire and see how I feel. So take a deep breath in first through nose and exhale through the mouth. And the next inhale, we're going to take a half inhale in and begin breath of fire. It can be fast. It can be slow. It can be really fast. You go in your own pace, snapping the belly. And your shoulders aren't going to be moving up and down. Just kind of just feel the energy just kind of churning in the belly. Inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. So notice your energy now. So obviously, you wouldn't want to do this in bed because it might be waking you back up again. So the next one is going to be kind of similar. It's called Bhastrika. And if you watch another one of my videos, you'll see Bhastrika taught there. But it's very forceful inhale and exhale at the same time. So it's very, very rigorous. So this is more for generating energy, but also purifying energy. So it sounds a little like this. And it's all about the belly. It's nothing up here. Everything is about the belly. Diaphragm is doing a lot of work. But you're also getting a little core work. So who doesn't like that? So we're going to do another minute here. And so sometimes I will put my hands up in the air or I will do this. But we're just going to do the basic Bhastrika breath. So make sure you're sitting up tall, grounding through the sit bones, head tall. So again, Bhastrika is, you can do it fast or slow, your pace. So let's inhale, exhale, inhale halfway, begin. So the belly pushes out on the inhale, pushes in on the exhale. Keep going. Feel the energy building in the belly. Smile when it gets hard. Inhale. Woo. Exhale, sigh it out. A few bugs around here. So notice your energy here might be a little bit vigorous, a little exhilarating, but that's okay because now we're going to settle things down a lot. So this is a balancing breath. It's called Nadi Shodhana, and there's been a lot of research on it. It does do a lot of, it helps with focus because you're kind of figuring out, okay, which way am I breathing first? So it's alternate nostril breathing. So we're breathing in through one nostril and exhaling through the opposite. So just kind of keep that in mind as we're doing this. And your breath is going to be as deep as you want to. Some people will do the Bhastrika very, very quickly. I don't recommend that for beginning breath practitioners. But you'll notice that if you just allow the breath to kind of come in and then settle as it comes out, you'll notice that eventually your breathing will become softer and much more and much deeper. And you'll also notice that this helps with mindfulness. So by focusing on the air coming in through one nostril and the other nostril, it tunes you into this moment. So I used to like to do Nadi Shodhana before I taught meditation, before I taught Lectio Divina. And it is a nice grounding practice for people of all levels, okay? And so the hand gesture, don't be too concerned about that. The true hand gesture, if you will, you close off the nostril, the right nostril with your right thumb, and you close off the left with your your ring finger, and then you can place your index and your middle finger on your third eye between your eyebrows. You can do it that way. I usually just close up my fingers like this and do it that way. If this isn't available to you, you can just use your thumb and your index finger. So you just kind of go back and forth, or you can just kind of use both hands. If you're particularly snotty, if your allergies are bothering you, then just imagine the breath coming in through one nostril and out through the other. And if you need to blow your nose, it might be a good time to do that. Sometimes I notice that one nostril might be a little bit more clogged than the other. And during certain times in the day, one nostril will be dominant, if you will. There's a lot of writings about that, but we don't need to be concerned with that. All right, so we're going to just do a few rounds of this and just notice how your mind will shift through this practice. And again, if it gets a little too much, if you notice that this is too constricting, then by all means, just breathe softly on your own. Take a deep inhale and an exhale, just being mindful of how the breath comes in, fills you, and then leaves your body. Okay? So I'll set my timer again. We'll just do a few minutes of this. Okay? So let's begin the first round. So I'll teach you through the first one. So let's begin with the closing off the right nostril and inhaling through the left. And close off the left nostril, exhaling through the right. Now inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. So that's one round. So let's inhale through the left nostril. Close off the left. Exhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. Let's do one more round together. Inhale through the left. Close off on the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close off the right. Exhale through the left. So now continue on your own. So inhaling through the left, exhaling through the right. And then the opposite. So you inhale through the right, exhale through the left. So I always remember whatever nostril I have just inhaled through, I always exhale through the opposite. So just keep that one. It's going wrong. See if you can deepen the inhales and the exhales. So whatever round you're on, let's just finish up the round. You always finish exhaling through the left. So when you finish through the left, exhaling, you just kind of sit quietly. And just notice how that might have settled your mind a little bit. Just a little bit, hopefully. So then we have our last one, and this is really beneficial for people who might be experiencing pain, but it also is a really good way to just allow yourself to feel the vibrations within you. And yeah, that sounds rather esoteric, but if you notice, when you're as a kid, you go la 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 la. It's something similar. But the other thing that it does, it's really interesting, is that this is also focusing on a long exhale, and that's what you really want to do. Because ultimately, with breath practice, for calming, you want to focus on a deep, long exhale. Lots of times they say, try to make the exhale twice as long as your inhale. And you might not be able to get that at first, especially if you're new to breath practice. But that's kind of like your aim, is maybe your inhales for a count of 3 and exhale for a count of 6. But also notice that this is also something that you do if you're a singer, because you breathe in and then you sing and you have to have a long exhale. It's kind of the same thing. So here's some kids coming by. So here what we're going to do is we're going to hum. It's called Bhramari breath. So what you'll do is you'll take a deep inhale and then you'll hum. and try to make the hum as long as possible. So sometimes if you don't have enough of an inhale, the hum will be just a few seconds. Just hold on to the hum as long as you can, and then just continue to breathe out, even if the hum just gets kind of, so if it gets kind of crackly at the end, then just stop the humming. So, all right, so I shouldn't teach you how to hum. I mean, you should know how to hum. But you take a deep breath in, and you hum according to your own tone. So so don't try to harmonize with me. So it's a matter of like this. So as soon as you start to run out of air, don't try to force that hum towards the end. Just allow just whatever breath you have left to just kind of go. But also when you hum, pay attention to the vibrations you feel in your sinuses and then your chest area. You should feel some sort of resonation, just that kind of like a buzzing. So that's what we're going to pay attention to. So we're going to do a few rounds. If you really want to feel something cool, you plug your ears. I'm not going to do that because I want to be aware of everything that's around me. But so feel free to plug your ears. But really pay attention to the deep vibrations you'll feel in your sinuses and in your throat and in your chest. And that's going to be the part that's going to be most beneficial for you. So let's deep inhale. Inhale. So go at your own pace. Deep breath in. Deep diaphragmatic breaths. A deep inhale. And then inhale through the chest. Deep breath in. Again, go in your own pace. Remember to take a deep breath in, long, slow, deep breath out. Now let's sit here for a few moments and just let that resonance kind of sink in for a moment. It's always a good idea to, after a breath practice, to just allow your mind and body to settle and absorb. Notice how your body feels. Notice any changes in your mind. Did this ground you a little bit? And so it's always a good idea to maybe take whatever breath practice that you did, maybe practice it on your own a few times and see how the individual practices make you feel, because sometimes people find certain breath practices is more energizing. Some people might find some breath practices more relaxing. And again, some tend to be a lot more balancing, some tend to be much more relaxing. So whatever you do, always remember to take a few moments each day, practice some breathing, and whatever benefits that you get from this practice, take it into the world and share the kindness and goodness. Take care.